Alright. So it's looking like we're going to be doing our first no sound set of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, which is kind of depressing. Let me see if I can open up the Windows volume mixer and get something going here. That's so bizarre. According to my Dolphin settings, this should have audio. Just checking to make sure the stream can still hear me on commentary. Alright, now this to me is a very interesting choice of team for someone who hasn't competed before. Kind of low-key wondering whether or not he's labbed anything out. So far he's doing pretty good on defense, but throwing out the jab move where she repeatedly strikes isn't necessarily the best tool to be using in neutral. Nice use of the reflector as an anti-air. Very solid move for anyone that's looking to learn Yatterman 2. That move comes out of frame 3, and it lasts for literally over 30 frames. Okay. Starting to see some questionable decisions. Nice Baroque extension. That damage is insane. The raw tag in neutral, maybe not the best idea. I also saw a burst that may or may not have been the best use of meter. A lot of beginner players in TVC will fall into a trap where if they think if they have the opportunity to get out of a combo, they should always take it. But the reality is, with something like the Baroque cancel or even just an air super, it's very possible to get baited into bursting and then take even more damage on the follow-up. Going for the air car again. This man is thirsty for those. Just throwing out random supers. Come on, man. At least respect your opponent. Okay, the helper. Alright, so this is going to be an immense help. Because even in situations where he would probably eat a combo normally, he still has the helper out to prevent him from taking damage. Alright, I'm seeing some very good decisions here in neutral. Oh, is he blocking? I hope he's... Oh, nice. Just in time. So, what we just saw there is kind of an interesting quirk of the engine, where if you have multi-hitting moves like a Kikosho or a Shinku Hadoken, or in this case, Tekkaman's Eye Laser thing, which I think is called Volteka, you... Like, if you hit a Happy Birthday and your opponent is getting both of their characters hit, each multi-hit super is only active for a set number of hits. And when you have two characters eating those up twice as fast, you'll actually be severely negative on hit. Which I don't know if the helper kind of absorbed a few hits. I don't know if that's even possible. But it looked like something kind of happened there where he was able to fall out. Oh, didn't quite get the follow-up from the launcher. Alright. It's so funny, like, even in the most dire of circumstances, even if you're about to eat a hit, throwing out the Yatter helper is never a bad idea. Is it still out, I'm wondering? Nope. That's gonna hurt. Now, this team, Saki Tekkaman, is extremely good at keeping control of neutral, because when Saki's up in the air tossing grenades and taking shots, you have Tekkaman sort of covering an upward angle in front of her with his assist that can make it very difficult for opponents to get in. Alright. The air tag into KO. Good air throw. Okay. So in this instance, throwing out the bullet at that distance is very dangerous. So that's definitely something I'd maybe work on, but that only comes with experience through playing the game. Nice conversion there. I'd say that for Syrorin going forward, probably one of the biggest things he should be working on is hit confirms and being able to lab out combos. Oh, not the right super to be using in that circumstance. Oh, unblockable shot into launcher KO. Okay, so Supra is now up 2-0. Going back to character select. And I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing a different team here. Okay. In theory, this should work a lot better. Fireball assists are very brain dead in this game. They work for everything. If you don't know who to pick for a partner character, Ryu or Morgan, boom, you're done. Alright, interesting choice. Raw tagging is the first thing he does in a match. Okay, missed the launcher follow-up again. Trying to counter zone with fireballs. Now, Hadouken is a good projectile, but it's not the fastest, so this isn't the most viable strategy. But, I don't know, maybe he can make it work if he times it properly. And don't forget that, much like in classic Street Fighter games, Ryu does have 12 frames of invulnerability on his heavy Shoryuken, so if you're going to be eating a jump in, you can always throw that out. Another thing that I think is very underutilized by even more experienced players is the crossover counter. I can understand the trepidation because not all of them are invulnerable, but in situations like this where you're constantly eating defensive pressure and you're not sure how to get out, it never hurts to try. So we got the outer helper out, and it's gone. But Saki's almost dead, so we're doing some work here. Now, was that a Baroque unblockable, or do my eyes deceive me? Oh, I probably would have just done the 2 hits of Tatsu into Shinka Hadouken for the easy finish. And that's it. So, a lot of what I saw there is just mostly just from a lack of knowledge or a lack of matchup experience. These are all mostly just issues that are going to come from playing the game more and getting more experience playing against other people. But I did like what I saw regarding decision making, throwing out the outer helper in neutral. That's always something that's helpful to do. I would just suggest defensively, maybe work on throwing in crossover counter in desperate situations where you're not quite sure what to do. The input for that is forward and assist on block. And yeah, mostly just work on hit confirms, even the easy stuff. Like in that situation where you weren't quite sure how to follow up on Tatsu, maybe just do Tatsu into Supra in cases like that when she's got low health, because then you'll at least secure yourself a character kill and you'll be in a less disadvantageous situation.